Hey everyone, today I'm going to be giving you all some tips on surviving long haul flights. I have been on quite a few in the last few years and have learned a few things that I would like to share with all of you today. I hope this video helps you in your preparation for your upcoming flight and hopefully makes it a little more enjoyable. Okay, let's get started. Here are some pre-flight tips to consider before boarding your flight. First, keep your boarding pass, passport, ID, money, and any valuables in a safe place. Whether you use a wallet, purse, or something else, try to keep these items close to you and never leave them unguarded. Airports and planes are very common areas where people tend to forget things or have things stolen from them. My next tip is to bring a personal bag on the plane to carry in-flight essentials. This bag will remain with you or below your feet during your flight and should contain items that you will be using during the flight. Such items include your phone, wallet, documents, headphones, etc. My next tip is very important. Try to stay near your departing gate in case of delays or gate changes. I've noticed international flights are prone to delays and gate changes due to various reasons. I always try to stay close to my gate just in case one of these unexpected delays or changes occurs. Next, I definitely recommend to eat something before your long-haul flight, especially if you are like me and you do not enjoy plain food. Try to eat a good-feeling meal. Just don't eat anything that may bother your stomach, because that would be quite unfortunate to go through at 37,000 feet in the air. In addition to eating before your flight, I'd also recommend to bring snacks for the flight. Trust me, you will get hungry, and it is nice to know that you have your favorite snacks with you, just in case the meal they serve isn't satisfying enough. And it is probably best to bring a dry, easy-to-consume snack that does not contain peanuts, just in case the people next to you are allergic. Trust me, it has happened to me. Alright, so next, I would make sure to utilize the restroom before your flight departs. This tip is pretty self-explanatory, but so important to remember before you board. I'd also recommend to utilize the restroom during layovers, to freshen up, wash your face, and maybe even have a change of clothes if you feel the need to. And lastly, you should always wear comfortable clothes and comfortable shoes. I always wear a t-shirt and either sweats or leggings so I stay comfortable throughout the entire duration of the flight, and bring a jacket because it gets very cold on the flights, especially at nighttime. I'd also recommend to come fresh-faced or with light makeup if you do wear it, because after hours on a plane, you will be dying to take it off, and it's just one less thing to worry about. And in addition to that, I would recommend the same thing with your hair. Wear a comfortable, easy-to-manage hairstyle so you do not have to worry about it during the flight. And try to stay as comfortable as possible. I understand a lot of people like to look nice and well-dressed in airports and on flights. However, after 8+ hours on a plane, you will be so grateful you decided to wear comfortable clothes. So, there were a few tips I had before the flight departs. And next I will be moving into some tips that I have for during the flight. Okay, my next tips, like I said before, are going to be more focused on your experience during the flight. Once again, try to keep things you need near you and in your personal bag. Everything else that you do not need, put into your carry-on and place that in the overhead compartment. I mentioned before, but please wear a jacket, preferably a zip-up because it gets very cold on the flight, especially during the night, and a zip-up will be much easier to get on and off compared to a hoodie or a sweater while you're sitting in such a tight space. Next, I recommend you try to sleep as much as possible. This will make time go by quicker, and naps are really the best, especially whenever you have to be up early in the morning in a different time zone. If you can't nap or you decide not to, utilize the in-plane entertainment. I always look forward to watching some good movies to pass the time by, and they actually have a pretty decent selection. They also have music, videos, and games. My next tip is to stay hydrated. Always take a drink when the flight attendant offers, and you can even bring an empty water bottle with you, and the attendants can fill it with water for you. My next tip is very important. Try to get up, walk around, and stretch whenever you start to feel stiff or get cramps. Even if you don't feel those things, try to get up and get your blood flowing anyway. This will help decrease your chance of getting a blood clot or other health risks. And I'd also recommend bringing compression socks if you are prone to these risks, especially on these long haul flights. What I would recommend is if you are in a middle seat or in a window seat, and whenever your aisle seat, the person in the aisle seat gets up to use the restroom or stretch, I'd recommend getting up at that same time to either stretch or go use the restroom, so you don't have to bother them about trying to get through, especially during the night whenever people are sleeping. It can be quite embarrassing and quite unpleasant trying to wake people up to get to the restroom or to get to the aisle to stretch your legs. And lastly, relax. Wear comfortable clothes and shoes. Like I said before, if you wear glasses or contacts, I'd recommend just wearing glasses instead of contacts during the flight, because the air is dry, your eyes can start to bother you, and it's much easier just to be able to sleep while you're in your glasses, or to take your glasses off and take a nap instead of having to worry about washing your hands, removing your contacts, putting them in the case, and putting them back on whenever you're done with your nap. All right, so that is all the tips I have for during the flight. There's a few more things I'd like to remind y'all about. So first, remember that on your flight, you can have a carry-on and a personal bag. In addition, you can check a bag to be stowed away so you don't have to worry about it during the flight. I always check a bag with the majority of my wearables and toiletries, and then I utilize my carry-on for heavier items or more valuable items, such as shoes, my laptop, and electronics. I always keep that carry-on in the overhead above my seat throughout the duration of the flight. My personal bag, however, contains items that I need during the flight, and this bag stays at my feet throughout the whole flight. I find this to work well for me because when I travel, I tend to stay months at a time at the destination, and a checked bag, carry-on bag, and a personal bag are all needed. Alright, so I want to conclude this video with a list of all the things I find necessary for long-haul flights. It may seem like a lot, but I have used every single item, and I can't imagine flying long distances without these items anymore. First, don't forget your documents: boarding pass, passports, ID, money, hotel reservations, tickets, all those important documents. Next, double check that you have your phone, iPod, or something to listen to music on, and your chargers and adapters. These are very important. I'd recommend bringing the most comfortable pair of headphones you own because they get very uncomfortable quickly, and I usually have them on during the majority of the flight. Bring chapstick because your lips will get dry very quickly. Once again, if you wear glasses, bring your case. If you wear contacts, bring your case and a backup pair of glasses. It might actually help if you just start the day with glasses, because in the air you are prone to sensitivity and dryness, and wearing contacts for that long on a plane is miserable, trust me. Bring a travel-sized toothbrush and toothpaste. You will need it after several hours on the plane and after plane food and snacks. And again, I mentioned you should bring snacks for when you do get hungry. Bring an empty water bottle. The flight attendants can fill it for you, or you can buy a water bottle after you get through security. Don't forget gum, because it keeps your breath fresh and there's a lot of people in close proximity to you. And definitely bring a good neck pillow. This is incredibly necessary if you want to sleep and not injure your neck.
Well, you might still injure your neck, but it makes things a lot more comfortable while you're taking your nap. Bring wet wipes or baby wipes and use them for any messes. You can also wash your face or your hands with them. Next, bring some hair ties. For those who need to manage long hair or any length hair, they are a necessity. Bring a sleeping eye mask to mask any light when you want to sleep. Next, I would recommend bringing medicine. I always bring a few pain pills with me just in case I get a headache, and a sleeping pill or two to help me fall asleep. And I also bring vitamin C gummies or the emergency powder to put in my water just to boost my immune system. In addition to that, bring some hand sanitizer because there are so many germs in an airport and on a plane, and you do not want to be fighting off sickness on your vacation. And lastly, bring some lotion to moisturize your dry skin. Seriously, everything dries up on a plane. So those are all of the actual items that I would recommend bringing for your long haul flight. So that's the end of my video. I hope that it was beneficial and it'll prepare you for your upcoming long haul flight. If you do like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.